Hi everyone. Transitions are important in a presentation for a few main reasons. First, to kind of help guide the audience when you're presenting. You already know your points in the order you're going to fill in, so it all feels clear to you, but for the audience, they don't know, and it's the first time hearing everything. So if you just jump from one idea to the next without any kind of transition, it can be really easy for people to get lost or confused. And transitions basically act like signals that tell the audience, okay, we're done with this idea. Now we're going on to the next. And even small phrases like, let's move on, or another important point is, can make a big difference in helping people stay on track in your presentation. Another reason transitions matter is because they help people actually understand and remember what you're saying. So when info is just thrown out without any connection, it feels like a bunch of random points instead of something meaningful. Most people aren't going to remember that. But when you use transitions to connect your ideas, it helps the audience see the bigger picture, makes your presentation feel more organized, more like everything is building on top of each other instead of just being separate pieces. And that makes it a lot easier for people to follow along and actually remember your main points you're trying to get across later. And then transitions also make your presentation sound smoother and more put together. Without them, your delivery can be a little choppy, like you're just jumping around or rushing through your points. Even if you know your material really well, it can still come across that you're not fully prepared or didn't really plan it out. But when you use the clear transitions, it makes everything flow better and makes you seem more confident and organized, and it just sounds more natural overall. And if you don't use effective transitions, it can really affect how the audience receives your information you're trying to get across. People will probably start to feel confused pretty quickly, especially if the topic is already a little complicated. They might understand certain parts, but they won't really see how everything interconnects and intermingles within your presentation. And they might not understand certain parts. And once people start getting confused, they usually stop paying attention or stop trying to follow along. At that point, even if your content is actually really, really good, it doesn't matter as much because the audience isn't fully understanding what you're saying. So overall, transitions might seem like a small detail, but they actually are a big thing. And they help guide the audience and make your ideas easier to understand and remember, and make your delivery sound smoother and more organized. And without them, even a strong presentation can end up feeling messy or hard to follow, or that you're not prepared, even if you are and you know your material very well.